Good afternoon, everyone. There are multiple solutions I want to talk about in the next 20 minutes or so. So I'll quickly run through them, and you're free to shoot questions at me whenever you think so. There are three main applications that I want to talk about. First is VIP tracking, which is basically for preferred customer or loyalty kind of programs, where a person who is visiting is a preferred customer and you would like to give a better treatment as compared to the rest of the customers that you have. Second one is tracking in real time, which means a person who is walking through a certain part of your organization, a certain area, and you would want to know exactly where he is at any given point in time. That is a real-time tracking. And then the third one is the normal thing what you have day in, day out, which is attendance and time sheeting, and then the job costing and everything. So we'll start with the VIP tracking, which is a customer identification tracking. And the other two, I'll just show you a small demo that we have prepared. And we'll talk about what we have done as implementations in few customer locations. So basically, the people tracking is for managing the VIP customers that are coming in, to uniquely identify them, and then to be able to give and to be able to take an action in terms of notify a certain set of people so that they can actuate themselves and then serve them those customers better. This is also for certain sensitive locations.
The conference has now started. Please can you make your way back to the conference room? Thank you.
So in certain cases, when your organization is a sensitive, there's a sensitive area in your organization where if a visitor is visiting, you would want to know where exactly he is at any given point in time. So from a visitor management perspective, also from a security perspective, you can use them. The general access cards work very well. They actuate the doors and the locks and the barriers. You can do them anytime. You scan your card and then they will actuate the barrier. That is quite simple and is done many places now. What we are talking about is long-range identification, which means the customer doesn't have to take a card out and then scan it at the reader to intimate the person or the organization that he has arrived. So what typically happens is in long range, the customer is typically carrying his card wherever generally he carries his ATM card. So what we have done is in one of the banks in Abu Dhabi, in one of the branches we have implemented this where they have issued the VIP cards to their customers, which has a UHF chip inside, ultra high frequency, and it has a range of anywhere between 2.5 meters to 4 meters, depending on how you have kept it or what kind of material it is. So as soon as the person enters either the parking lot, which is one way of doing it, or he enters through the gate of the bank, immediately a notification pops up on the screen of the customer service representative, which is linked to this specific customer, that this person has arrived in the bank. If you want to go and meet him, you can go and say hi. So this automatically gives a faster turnaround for the customer. He doesn't have to identify himself. He doesn't have to take prior appointment. He just walks in, and then the customer service representative will either come in and meet him, or he will be ready with all the information that is required. So how this works is you have a chip which is embedded.
Just to add one more point to what he was telling, in fact. In addition to when someone walks into some places, basically it shows it would be popped up in your screen if you're the administrative to informing you that yes, such and such a guy had just came in. So you can also even think of greeting them in a specific way in terms of by identifying their correct location. If it's a big location, we can, some handhelds can also come in picture where the details of this particular guy would be popped up and where that supervisor would be carrying this handheld with them to that specific location, so that basically he can get the details of that particular guy at what location they are currently standing, kind of thing, especially in airport kind of scenarios when people actually comes in a marhaba kind of situation, where they wanted to identify the location correctly and go and meet them, in fact. So we can also provide a handheld-based solution, which actually helps them in finding out the right location and the right information, in fact, on time, real time.
So continuing on, so what you have is fixed readers that are installed as portals. So what you see in the second is basically, the antennas are concealed in the bank gates, and then the card has the chip embedded in it. So as soon as the customer walks in, he's identified, and the server would send the necessary notifications to whoever is the customer service representative. This is a screenshot where you can have multiple roles assigned. So depending on where who has access to what, they will be able to do that. I'll just skip through this. So this shows some of the screenshots of the notifications that are generated. So it is running, and the customer service representative can choose what kind of notification he would like to have. Like SMS getting every time somebody is coming in the bank would be very annoying. So he can turn that off, but while he's going out for maybe a client meeting, he can turn it on so that while he's on the move, he is still updated in terms of what is happening. If any customer comes in, probably he can give him a call and say that, yeah, I'm out of the bank, and you can go in and meet this person. Another feature that is there is you can forward, if you are going on a vacation, you can forward your notifications to another whoever you are handing it over to, and the system will automatically redirect all the notifications to the new person. Once you come back, it will come back to you. So, so how does people tracking fit in the rest of the equation? So we have different solution offering, like vehicle tracking. We have the integration manager, where it will integrate with your banking system. So what we have done for one of our customers is we have integrated with their banking system, where the customer information is enrolled in the banking system, and we directly get a notification, and then we start tracking him. This also gives an indication in terms of how many times a person is visiting the bank, or how many people are visiting a bank. So it gives business intelligence to the bank in trying to then identify if there's a lot of customer traffic, what they need to do so that they can enable the customer to do the transactions in a much more simpler and easier way. In fact, we were talking to one of the banks where they were trying to identify, after deploying this solution, in identifying what are the hotspots where they need to maybe open another branch close by, so that they can split out the traffic that they are facing, and certain other branches which are not getting so much traffic, which they can try to relocate to a better place. So it also helps in planning for your deployment. I'll quickly switch to a quick demo of the application that we have deployed. So what you have is, you have different roles, you have users, and system settings which will allow you to connect to your banking system and then pull in information about the customers. You have different customer types, based on which you can create business rules in terms of who needs to be notified and what needs to be notified. You have different branches, and you have positions inside the branches. So if it's a branch level position, or it can be a bank level position, like the CEO or the CTO, or somebody higher up who would need to know if a sheikh walks in. So what this does is, once you have your branch and you have your positions, you can map them in terms of who mans that position from what time to what time. So you also have the scheduling. So if you have 2 shifts in your company, you can map it, saying that in the morning shift, this person needs to be notified. In the afternoon shift, another person can be notified. And on a certain day, one person could be notified. On certain other dates, the other person can be notified. And then you can have business rules that are specific to customers or specific to a customer type. So if there are VIP customers, then certain people will be notified. If they are general customers, another set of people can be notified. And you have printing of the cards that are embedded. So once you print the card out, the typical things that you would need to deploy this kind of solution is the cards themselves, then the fixed readers, which will be used to monitor the entry and exit gates. Then you would need the printers to print the cards out. And these cards can be dual frequency or high frequency cards. Maybe we can show some samples. These would comply with the CR80 standards, which are the credit card sized cards. They are normal cards. They can be printed inside any card printer without affecting the chip inside. And then you can use the registration device, which are lying on the table, to register the, because each of the card has a unique ID. That ID can then be captured and linked against a customer account number or a customer loyalty number, and then whenever he walks in, the reader reads this number, but your system will identify that this person has walked in. So then you can start monitoring the patterns as well. And the last thing that would be needed is, in case you need SMS and email notifications, then SMS gateways would be required to send out these notifications. So this would be required to deploy a solution which would enable you to track people. And it can be a club, or it can be a bank, or even it can be your organization where you are tracking people. So this was on the passive RFID, which doesn't have a battery. It is short range, which is 2 to 4 meters range, which you can track your people, and it would have its own limitation in terms of if the tag is inside a steel bag or something, it cannot be read. There's another solution which is active RFID solution, where the reader can be either a mobile reader, which somebody can be carrying it. So this is from a security perspective. If, let's say, an oil rig is there, where if there's an emergency, the person would need to know how many people are still inside, which need to be evacuated from an emergency perspective. So a reader like this can be fixed inside, and it can continuously monitor in real time how many people are there in that zone. And if you do certain calculations and triangulation, you can even pinpoint to a certain block of 5 meter by 5 meter or 7 meter by 7 meter of where exactly that person is. We have done that for one of the POCs for one of the clients that were looking at cargo tracking. And we can show them. These are different type of tags. They can come with a batch form factor as well. This has a battery and a chip inside, so it is continuously transmitting that I am here. And the reader will sense how far away it is based on the signal sent received. And then based on that, it can also tell you that this tag may be around 15 or 20 meters away from me, or it is just 5 meters away from me. So based on that, we can do calculation. We can tell you where exactly he is. This in open space, it can read up to 40 to 50 meters as well. But realistically, if you deploy it in a closed environment, in offices or in closed rooms, then typically the range that you would get is somewhere around 20 to 30 meters only. So this can be used to do the tracking. I'll just give you a very short demonstration of how this is a Bluetooth reader. So I have a mobile device which it will connect over Bluetooth, and then it will detect all the tags that are around. Let me switch to just some last minute glitches. Okay. To save time, what I'll do is I'll come across there, and then we can do the demonstration by looking at it. So what you have is a screen here, and the reader is here. As soon as I say start, it will start communicating with the reader. This.
Try connect. I think you lost the connection.
Yeah. Okay. Just some technical glitch. Okay. So as soon as this is connected, it will show the blue light on, and it will start the detection of the tags. Do we have any RCK tags? Can you check? These ones, yes.
That's fine. We fixed it.
For some reason, yes. I think we bought the wrong set of tags. Anyways, so these tags have a group code. Depending on the type of tag, if it is a tamper-proof tag, it also comes with a button on it. So if somebody needs to indicate an alarm, or you're in a hospital kind of scenario, if there's an emergency, they can press the button on it, and this will transmit a special code over the channels, and the reader will be able to detect it and then send a notification to the software saying that there's an alert button pressed from.
For those people who are attending the Smart Card Awards and Gala Dinner at the Emirates Palace, please can you collect your tickets from stand number 59. For all inquiries related to the Smart Card Awards and attendance, please also visit stand 59. Thank you.
Sorry about that. This would send the alarm, and the system can immediately know that somebody has pressed an alarm, and then it can respond to it. The third type of solution is the general time and attendance system. There's a terminal there which you can put in your fingerprint or an RFID card, or it can even be palm recognition, face recognition, or even be password-based stuff. So multiple technologies are available. The software remains the same. It can talk, the device library, the architecture-wise, it can talk to the software, and the software can track the person's attendance based on the method that he has used to identify himself. And then appropriate, it can do the integration with Oracle HRMS or any other HR system that you are using. It can then directly post that information there. So that is briefly on the three different solutions that are there. The different type of equipments available, different type of hardware are available. They all talk to the device library that we have, and then that in turn will communicate with the application, and the processing will happen. That's it on the people tracking thing. If you have any questions, we can take it now.
Yes, basically those. Basically, the thing is now you might have seen a solution specific to the banking industry. Similar to that, basically, depending upon what industry the requirement is, the RFID with any complementary technology can always work out. Like the one which you are seeing over here, it's a biometric scanner kind of thing, along with the RFID card trading options, which can mainly go into the university kind of scenarios where basically you need a double validation kind of thing. Especially you need to verify the moment people who are coming in goes out, where they really don't do the verification, the biometric verification while exiting. So for doing those sort of scanning, so for taking the logging of that particular scenario, might be you will go for a barcode, the biometric plus an RFID scenario. So it basically depends upon different industries what sort of solution we have to go for. So any questions from your end, in fact? That's it. The cards which you are seeing over here, it could be HF cards, UHF cards, or it could be a combination of both the frequencies, in fact. So the application is basically compatible to work with any, irrespective of the frequencies as well, in fact. Okay, so.
Right. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.